Hi friends, this is Mrs. Howard. Today, we're going to be doing a shape talk. I want you to look at these two rectangles. What do you notice about them? How are they partitioned? How's this first rectangle right here partitioned? How many equal parts does it have? Right, there are two equal parts. Here's 1, 2. So how is that partitioned? We call that halves, right? When it's partitioned into two equal parts. Look at this next one. How's it partitioned? Are there two equal parts? Yes, there are two equal parts. And what do we call that again when we partition our shape into two equal parts? We call it halves. If you had this piece and I had this piece, are our pieces the same size? Let's see. If I were to partition this one into half, like the one above it, does it look like it's the same? Yes, they're the same sizes, because this piece is the same as down here, and then this is the same as right here. So this piece up here is the same as my piece. Let me clear that off. So this piece right here is the same size as my piece down here. And we know that because our holes, our rectangles right here, these are the same size holes. So no matter how I partition it into halves, they're gonna be the same amount. Let's take a look at the next shape. What do you notice about these rectangles? How are they partitioned? How many equal parts do they have? That's right. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. And let's look at the bottom one. There's 1, 2, 3, again, 4 equal parts. What do we call that when we partition a shape into 4 equal parts? That's correct. We call it fourths. So our shapes are partitioned into fourths. Let's take a look at those pieces again. If this is your piece and this is my piece, are they the same? How could I show that they're the same? Well, let's take a look right here at this line that partitions that shape and right here. What do you notice? That they're both showing half. This would be half and this would be half, right? So if I were to draw another one right here, would that be the same as down here? It would show me there's that 1/4 and then there's that other 1/4. So would we have the same amount if you had this piece and I had this piece? Yes, because they're both 1/4 of the same size hole. Our holes are the same. Let's take a look at these two. What do you notice about the two rectangles? Well, this one is partitioned This first one is partitioned into halves. And this next one is in what? Fourths. What else do you notice? Do you see where a half is on the fourths? Right here. So we can see that on the fourths that we also can show our halves, our 2 halves. So this would be 1/2 and this would be 1/2. What else do you notice? What do you notice about the sizes? Let's look. Let's look at this 1/2 and let's look at this 1/4. What do you notice? Which one would you rather have? Would you rather have 1/2 or 1/4? Well, if I'm talking about a piece of cake, I would probably want 1/2 because it's what? It's greater than 1/4. So 1/2 is greater than 1/4. So the more pieces that we have, what happens to those pieces? Do those pieces get bigger or smaller? They get smaller. The more pieces we have, the smaller our pieces get. So if I were to take these halves and partition it into fourths, my pieces got what? They got smaller. So now instead of having all of this as my half, I only have this piece that is my fourth. So let's say that again. The more times we partition our shape, so the more pieces we have, the smaller our pieces get. Good job today, friends.